Zamborini, pardon me, and then Carson Cherry, Emerson Jennings, and Maddie Ellsworth, as that will be the starting 11 for the Cards. Cardinals also not their usual season this year, but they've been competitive. Minus the loss to Clemson 3-0, but a team that is always very competitive, and that will guarantee to give any opponent all they can handle. We are underway at Spry Stadium. Deacons got a goal from Anna Swanson, who has gotten a lot of playing time this season, who has just a nose for goal. There's Malika Mina, the Arsenal product. And Johnson moving down that left channel. Scanning, good turn, great turn by Murphy. She can hit it from there, just an extra touch. She'll try to pull it back. She checked on her support, plays it to Dempsey Brown. Dempsey Brown, this one's high in the air and a little bit too much juice on it. It'll go out of bounds. What a turn by Emily Murphy, my goodness. She just is a joy to watch every time she steps on the pitch. The Deeks, they fell 1-0 at halftime to Boston College and then battled back for a 1-1 draw, and really they should have probably won by 2 goals. There were lots of trips in the attacking third, just couldn't quite finish. As a frustrating draw to Boston College, but a very talented team that Tony DeLuz has put together that's been overlooked since August, but has kept very steady. And right when you get 100% in the health department, you suffer some of the injury bugs that has plagued the Demon Deacons. But they've been able to adapt. It's been very, very impressive. Another impressive freshman right here, Dempsey Brown from Orlando, Florida, right outside of Orlando, Florida. Coach DeLuz just has a way of finding these players that may not jump up on the rankings for prospects, but when they leave Wake Forest, they are a lot better player, and they definitely turn heads. There's Dempsey Brown ready to throw it in. And she has got a bright career here at Wake Forest. Here's Shavoshi and Ansbro. I mean, Ansbro, she has stepped up her game to 4 levels. She was already a solid player, but then a superb summer, and she has moved that into the stalwart as a center back. Good ball played, and that was intended for Emily Murphy. Just couldn't quite get it over the top, and now Louisville is going to try to see if they can work it out from the back. Great takeaway by Malika Mina. Murphy, another good turn, just a little heavy on that last touch. Murphy trying to get creative, trying to scoop it over the back line, and now Louisville trying to get out on transition to get up the pitch. Beautiful fall afternoon here in Winston-Salem. Homecoming for Wake Forest, homecoming everywhere in Winston-Salem, with Winston State as well as elsewhere in the Triad. UNCG had their homecoming. You couldn't have picked a better weekend. As Louisville trying to go with the long ball, sending that one over the top, but Ansbro will eat that one up. Good press, though, by the Cardinals, and then rushing on is Chester. Swanson back to Johnson. Malika Mina, so clever with the ball, so confident. Another outstanding and fun player to watch. There's that 1-2 triangle passing, couldn't quite connect. Colton, I don't know if she was intended target on that 1-2, but it went out of bounds. So this is very tight. I mean, this is what we thought about it would be in August, with the company that the ACC had. A team like Wake Forest gets overlooked because of all the other national rated teams like Carolina, Florida State, and Notre Dame, and then Pitt has been the surprise. Not really a surprise, but they were considered the dark horse with a lot of talent, and they have done that. They have been outstanding, 12-3-1 overall for the Panthers. Trying to find that 6th spot, place at the table for the ACC tournament. So crucial 3 points. That is hanging in the balance this afternoon on the Sunday matinee at Spry Stadium. Nice play into the center of the circle with Colton. Colton decides to play it back, made the smart decision. Hansbrough on the outside channel. Malika Mina scanning. Decided to come back on that option C, which is that safety valve. Malika Mina trying to send one up the field on the carpet. Johnson also getting involved in that attacking third. Double teamed is Colton, also triple teamed. It was Colton, and it was Small as well as, I believe that was Wood that got in there. Trying to get over the top. Pardon me, that was Vieira that was involved in that one. Vieira with a start today. Dempsey Brown, a lot of space. There's enough room to work with, but Louisville's done a good job of shutting down these passing lanes and pushing Wake Forest to their back line to recycle a couple of times early in this matchup. Risky play for Cahill, but she does it with ease. And Hansbrough and that very, very risky corner is able to play it off a Louisville Cardinal. It goes out of bounds. Very risky pass. Louisville, can they capitalize? Popped over inside the 18, and well done by Cahill, as that was a 1v1. Running out was Alexander, going pretty much within 6 yards, about 10 yards from the net. And well done by Peyton Cahill. She has earned her stripes this year, coming in as the third string goalkeeper and getting right into action and not being scared at all. She has really taken this role and jumped with it. Long ball, trying to go over the top. Murphy is probably that target wearing the captain armband. We have not seen Hanks. We didn't see her in the Boston College match either, which creates so much width for Coastaloo's in this Demon Deacon team. So hopefully it won't be too long until she can get back to 100%, because when she is at 100%, she is very, very tough to defend. And I believe that's an offside call, as Wake Forest will get the ball right back. We will keep you guys updated with scores around the ACC. Game's kicking off in about 15 minutes. And then there's some games at 2 and then at 3. But this one for the Demon Deacons, crucial, as the Deacons sitting at the 6th spot in the ACC. A very competitive, very talented group of ACC members. You know, the knock on Wake Forest was the RPI, the start of the season with, say, the competition. they didn't feel that it was up to the good talent that would test Wake Forest, but sometimes you got to take those matches and kind of get off the tarmac, which allows that confidence. And given the record, Wake Forest has done a good job on keeping that confidence and then moving that into the ACC play. I mean, an upset victory, 2-0 over Virginia, and then a tie with arguably the best team in the country, UNC. As Louisville with a set piece knocked off of Swanson, goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner.
Kick upcoming for Louisville.
Coach Deleuze, once he kind of maybe put a knock on him a little bit, the mad scientist, he finds a way. He knows what he's doing. He hasn't been a coach for this many years for nothing. And that one was intended for that near stick, but hit the outside of that net. Ansbrough. Crucial to have a center back like that on that back line. And the talented back line for Wake Forest with Shavoshi as well as Ansbrough. And then you have the addition of Dempsey Brown and then Johnson too. I mean, can't even really overlook Johnson. She was an outstanding recruit, an international player who can get into the attacking third. Shavoshi comes and meets it, and well played as Louisville trying to work something out here. Good poke away. Vieira with a square pass to Malaika. Malaika turning. She was trying to pinch in. She plays the outside channel to Johnson. I mean, Malaika Mina is your exact 10, just sitting there in the middle and figuring out where she wants to go with the ball. As that ball's knocked out of bounds, well done by Murphy. Sitting there tightrope on that byline, which then results in a corner. Murphy, a transfer from North Carolina, who just can finish that final ball, trying to get back to 100% too. I mean, you might say that she's not quite the Emily Murphy she was when she was at Carolina. And what does that tell you? That if she's not quite 100% and putting in the work that she has done this season, imagine what will happen when she's 100%. She should have one more year remaining because of that COVID year. There's that corner that is curling and once again goes away. And on the opposite side of that byline where you want it. Louisville has next. This is their final road game. And then they'll take on Duke on the 26th. That's at 6 p.m. Maddie Chester has made that huge impact for the Cardinals on the offensive side. She leads the Cardinals in points. Good takeaway by Nikki Small. Small. Here's Swanson. Swanson trying to put that one into that 6 and knocked away but out of bounds. And Murphy gives the hand up as a gesture that was the right idea. It was the right idea, and that will turn into another corner for the home side. Louisville 3-8-5 on the season, 2-4-2 in the ACC. And Coach Deleuze and the Demon Deacons 8-2-5, 2-2-4 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Here's Swanson, in swinger, curling, that is knocked down. There's nobody quite there at that far stick, and good job by Colton coming up, using that half volley, but just got maybe on the shin, and that went high over the bar, but that was the right run and that was the right play. Just couldn't quite get the laces on it. And Colton wants to get that one back. Taking a look at this stats between these two teams, as the Cards averaging under a goal per game. Wake Forest with almost 2 goals per game. And the shots on goal percentage, Louisville with about 42% of those shots on frame. Wake Forest at 43, pretty close on that one. And the Cards with just a little over 12 shots per game, as the Demon Deacons almost at 17 shots per game this season. They had a plethora of shots against Boston College. Unfortunately, they were only able to net 1, and that game finished in a 1-1 draw with former assistant coach Jason Lowe, who's the head coach at Boston College. Here's Ansbrough. Ansbrough, such a big foot. And a nice touch by Johnson. As that looked like it was going to be settled nicely on her foot. It got away from her. Louisville using that long ball, and trying to see if they can exploit Wake Forest back line, but how stingy and disciplined the back line for the Demon Deacons has been this season, it's tough to do. There's Swanson. Louisville using those long balls. They've been trying to knock the ball a little bit in that midfield, but they haven't quite been on the same page. They haven't been able to connect 3 passes together in a row. But they've had the best look inside the 18, where they were basically 12 yards or 10 yards away from burying the first goal of this contest. A little stoppage of play here with the official coming over. I'll try to get you who the
game for Louisville, number 18,
the staff is today. Calling it from the studios here, the ACC studios here at Wake Forest, at the legendary Ernie Shore Stadium, also known as the Couch. Swanson from behind, good call by the referee. And the Deacons will have a chance here for a long set piece that they could get into the box, especially with Chavoshi. Let's see what kind of spin she can put on it. Sometimes she could put a spin on it that will bait the goalie to come out, because it's tough to read. Let's see what Chavoshi does here. Nice spin. Ansbrough tough to corral as she was falling down trying to make that header, and it goes out of bounds. Still a good idea. That's where you want to play that ball, inside the 18, and you want to go for one of your tall targets like Ansbrough. Chester leads in games with shots on this Louisville team. Coach Toulouse frustrated with that turnover there, the foul, which will result in another free kick for Louisville. With a big boot that is going to be no problem for Cahill, though, coming off her line and making the grab. Opponents have outscored Louisville 24-14 this season. But Louisville has done a good job in the first half. They've only allowed 6 goals in the first half this entire season. But then when you get to the second half, it's a little different. Sent across, diagonal ball. Who's there? That was a great-looking ball by Small. And I think Murphy may have been the intended target, but just a little shy away from it, as Murphy would like to see that ball again. But great ball, great idea, great sequence by the Demon Deacons down in this attacking third. They've had the lion's share of possession in this matinee ACC match so far. So we're just under 26 minutes here in the first half. Dempsey Brown trying to find someone to throw to, make a run, is Small. And caught in that corner. Let's see what she does. She's nifty. Fell down and almost got that flag to come up for her. Small went right to that precarious corner that's similar to the full court press in basketball, where you get into that corner and it doesn't bode well for you. But the skill set for Nikki Small, she is able to kind of get out of those quagmires. Here's Small. Murphy. It's got to hurt because Murphy has a very wicked right foot. This will result in another corner.
Wake Forest corner kick.
25 minutes remaining. And the Deacons have
Doing the
spent
honors, number 30, Anna Swanson.
good enough time here in the first half down in this attacking third. But no goals to show. Could that change with this corner by Swanson? He will take this with her left foot and curl it. Let's see where she goes, near or far. This is a wasted opportunity, as Swanson didn't quite get the laces on that one, and that one went straight out of bounds. Louisville staying in this contest. They might not be on the positive mark for possession, but they have had some looks. They've had some very quality trips into that final third. Well, that's the thing about soccer. It's the one sport where you could be dominating in possession and cutting the playing field in half, but still lose, which is tough to swallow. Here's Nikki Small sending that one across, and late arriving on that far stick. That was Wilson that was late arriving. Another good idea is as soon as you get into that wing, you want to send it into that mixer. There were two options, and that timing, of course, is very crucial. Louisville will throw it in their defensive third. There's Malika Mina. Wilson also very, very talented on the ball. She had a lot of playing time last year. This year she has been in, but not as much. And this one's over the top. Johnson, this looks promising. Small is there, gets dropped down in the 6. Johnson still with another chance, sends it over inside that 6, cut away. The Deacons intervene, still have possession. Poaching here on that attacking third. Dempsey Brown with a right foot tries to drive it. It knocks off the back of a defender for the Cardinals. And once again, Wake Forest trying to orchestrate something. Dempsey Brown was on an offside position. That's why the flag came up. No protest by her, so the line judge made the right call. If you're just joining us, It's been a tight one, although Wake Forest has had most of the possession in this half. Quite a few trips into their final third, but we still sit knotted up 0-0. Oh, what a touch by Ansbrough. I mean, when you tell that ball to sit, that's what you want to do. That's what Ansbrough did with that foot. And look at that foot, too. Delivers it high over the back line. Swanson running on. Murphy wants it. Swanson gets knocked down. And what is the call? Looks like Louisville's not too happy. Looking right at that line judge. Roberts is maybe pleading that Swanson was in an offside position when she got before that ball was released.
Get in the game for Wake Forest, number 9.
20 and a half remaining in the first half. Crucial 3 points on the table. Keeps Wake Forest 6th on the table, which is 6 spots in order to get into the ACC tournament, which is probably tougher to get into than the NCAA tournament and tougher to win. Good to see Hanks coming in, and Chavoshi will take it with a right foot in swinger. Let's see what happens. Going deep, look at that far stick, and it looks like Olympic, a banana that got in. I'm not sure what the call was. Even Small is confused. I mean, looked like a Olympico there with that goal that curled in Faircloth style, but it's ruled out. Of course, it's tough for me to find out what was going on. I'm in the studio 2 miles away, but Small was looking for some clarification on what the call was. Last time we saw one of those Olympicos was Sophie Faircloth hitting one against, I think it was Coastal Carolina a couple years ago. Faircloth, who also got hit with the injury bug, but looks like she most likely will get back here next year, which, talk about a player that makes a huge impact.
Here the game for Wake Forest, number 16.
Our officials are Anya Voigt,
Louisville,
along
18,
with
Victoria Wick.
Keith Wheato, and it's Hudson Owens and Kevin Maurer. Those are the officials this afternoon. Louisville with some space, cranked it with that left foot. It was blocked, and Louisville trying to send this one back into the mixer, and there was nobody running on, and Cahill, with a lot of time, comes off her line and calmly plays it to the captain, Ansbrough. Good step, Mina. Louisville trying with the over the top, but Johnson will usher that one straight to Cahill. Here's Hanks. Hanks looked like she had a beat on the defender, and there is a red card. maybe the last defender is what the call will be. This is huge for Wake Forest. I think that's why the official gave the red card, that it was the last defender back, which then knocked down Hanks. So the yellow card will be given to Roberts.
A red card has been assessed on Louisville number 6. Lucy
Hanks
Roberts.
did have that advantage, and I think that's what the referee is explaining, that since Roberts was the last defender, she cleared out Hanks, therefore it's an automatic red. We don't have the luxury of instant replay, but that looked like that was the case. I'll try to see if I can get some clarification on that as well. So now Louisville, their afternoon has gotten even more hectic, with now playing with 10 bodies on the field. So just outside of the 18, a very dangerous set piece taker with Chavoshi, that this is well within her distance. So let's see what Chavoshi does. Here's the shot, in my heavens! Freeze frame, ripple the net, Chavoshi. A dart that hits the back of the net, and the Deacons will take the lead 1-0. It was well within her distance, and she sent that where the goalie wasn't, and there was no doubt about it. And not a chance for Floyd, the goalkeeper, to stop that one. So the Deeks come up with the first goal of the afternoon, and Louisville loses a player too, so the Cardinals playing with 10 players on the field after a red card given to Roberts. As Hanks was taken down just outside of the 18, enough for Chavoshi to bury it on that free kick, direct kick. And so the Deacons, another injection of confidence, even though they were playing with a lot of confidence before that. Chavoshi sending it, rippling the net, and the Deacons off their third shot, they get 1-0.
In the game for Wake Forest, number 13, Emily Morris, and number 20, Hannah Johnson.
Morris comes back in. Hannah Johnson is in for Wake Forest. So is Wood. Wilson read that well. Kept her patience. Inserted pass to Morris, and Emily Morris finds Mina. Mina, good looking ball up ahead for Johnson, just a little too far out of her reach. That was well played into space by Mina. And no urgency at all for Louisville to get things going from the back, down a player. Up ahead, Morris was right in good position. Here's Johnson. She can get by. Johnson going into the middle with a double team on her, and she almost came out with it. Floyd made the right decision to help her teammates, because if she didn't, looked like Hannah Johnson was going to be able to take advantage of that and go 1v1 with Floyd. We'll try to get you some clarity on that red card, but I believe it's because Roberts was the last defender and then fouled Hanks from the back. What a meg by Wood. Wood putting on the display. She pinches in. They'll center it up ahead to Morris. Morris keeps it going to the left channel. Johnson with the service ball. Bounces twice inside the 18. Mina can hit it from there. Mina, oh, that thing was dipping, but just a little off to the right. So Lucy Roberts from Cheshire, England, is the one that gets the red card. Got the equalizer in the 84th minute against Boston College back on October 14th. But she is sent off with a red card. She was at USF before she came to Louisville, South Florida, also known for a good program. So it is confirmed that my assessment of that card was right. Roberts was the last defender back, which is why she was given the straight red. Ansbro lost her footing, and she will slide tackle, which some of the Louisville fans thinking that should result in a PK. It does go out of bounds, which is a Cardinals corner. Between the two teams, only 6 shots, 4 for the home side, 2 for Louisville. And this will be Louisville's second corner of the afternoon. There's the two officials huddling up on that far side. Maybe trying to get an explanation on that slide tackle, on whether it was a possible point to the spot. Not sure, of course, just speculating, which you're not supposed to, but we're 2 miles away, so. Good job by the center ref on communication channels with her team out there. Addie Chester will take it. Right foot, which will most likely be that outswinger, as Louisville playing with 1 player down, trying to find the equalizer on a crucial 3 points that is available this afternoon. Deacon sitting at 6th in the ACC. And that final spot that will make it to the ACC tournament. Presently with a 1-0 lead, although Louisville is hunting at a very difficult angle, but well played by the Cardinals. A left-footed, maybe a swing or at least a try of a shot there that Cahill came out and stopped it. Regardless, still a good play by the Cardinals. Only down 1 goal. They are down 1 player too, so they're having to deal with adversity, but they have so far been able to pick up their chin and keep fighting. As we tick down about 10 minutes remaining in the first half, Mina trying to play it back to Johnson. We got substitutions coming in. So Ansbro coming off. That'll bring in Tyler Ochoa. Good to see Ochoa back on the pitch. A player that has a lot of pace as well. This is headed back in. Cahill able to head it down, keep it inbounds, and then collect it. Does not look like a third-string goalkeeper. Heck of an athlete. She played tennis too in high school. Hanks. Looks like she's got her jets back a little bit. She falls down again. This time it's going to be ruled against her. Just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. It's 1-0. Wake Forest on top with a free kick buried by Shavoshi to give the Demon Deacons a 1-0 lead. This is well played. Johnson with the right foot, but that one escaped and went left of the frame. Good step, Wilson. Try to cut it back. She was not aware that there was a Louisville Cardinal coming right on her heels, and as taken away is Wilson will get called. Remember, for a little late challenge there. Got a piece of that foot, therefore the whistle comes out, and it'll be Louisville ball. Cardinals, despite playing with just 10 players on the field, just trail 1-0. And they haven't had many times in the final third or in the 18, but when they do, they've had some good looks. And they might find a good look here, but that pass was cut out. Shavoshi off the hop, trying to clear it up to Hannah Johnson as Mina makes it settle. And she's looking to send that ball to the outside, and it was deflected. I don't think she was aware on a late tackle, which will result in a card for Mina. Just a little late, almost some frustration too. And I'm not sure if she was given the communication by her teammates there, but as soon as she was trying to look up and move to the right, unaware that there was a defender right there behind her. So now a free kick for Louisville with 6 and some change remaining in this first half. Wake Forest on top 1-0. They need this 3 points, and so does Louisville. And they're going to have to do it with 10 players. Here's the free kick. It'll be plopped over, trying to get over the top on the crash on that right post. Morris. So Mina gets the card for unsporting behavior. Oh, just a little late on that step and the stab by Mina, but gets the yellow card. Wake Forest trying to work something in the midfield, taken away. Louisville, they put a lot of bodies in that midfield despite being down a player. And Johnson shaken up too. It'll be a throw in. Pardon me, it will be a free kick, so there is a foul called. Chester leads the team in goals, 2 goals, 6 assists on the season. Here's Wilson. Wood on that one extra touch, couldn't quite knock it away from the defender. And now Louisville trying to quickly get up the pitch. Dempsey Brown marshaling this back to Cahill. Last win for Louisville was against Syracuse. That was 2-1 back on October 8th. They tied at Boston College 1-1 and then lost at Clemson 3-0. But this team also beat Pitt 3-2. Back on the 16th of September. Three and some change remaining. The Deacons lead by just 1. They would like to get 1 more goal before half. Extra cushion, but Louisville has stepped up to the task, playing down a player. As Dempsey Brown gets it taken away from her. And now Louisville trying to quickly get down the pitch. Just under 3 to go. Cahill comes up, collects it, tidies it up. Here's Mina. She will spray it out here to Wilson on this right channel. Ochoa. This escapes. Johnson trying to send it over to the far stick, and that one just veered out of bounds.
Looking for Louisville, number 3, Mackenzie Geigley.
Mackenzie Geigley comes in. .90 seconds remaining in the first half. The Deacons with a 1-0 lead. But Louisville has played like they have full strength with 11 players on the pitch. It almost feels like they have played better down a player than they did with full strength at 11.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Mina corrals it in the center of the pitch, plays it back to Johnson. Johnson lays it on the carpet right back to Mina. Mina trying to keep it down on that left channel. It was tight. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Louisville. And Johnson with no hurry at all. Just going to kind of walk it up and throw it in.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Now that is the end of the first half here on a matinee Sunday in Winston-Salem, the last regular season ACC game at home for the Demon Deacons. They get the advantage by being up one player, and because of that, they also get a one-goal advantage too. In the 29th minute, Zara Shavoshi, just outside of the 18, absolutely sniped it into the back of the net and gave the Demon Deacons the 1-0 lead. That is all she wrote in the first half as far as her scoreline. A lot of drama, a lot of intensity between the two teams as the points are on the table and they are at a premium. We said that last week. They're even more of a premium now with 6 points left and Deacons sitting at the 6th spot on the table. So they need these 3, and they've got the 3 so far, but a half remaining. It's 1-0. Deacons on top of the Cardinals. We'll be right back. It's halftime here in Winston-Salem.
you wanna be plus more. Since there's no heroes anymore. Jump out the window, him up the mask on. Who the bad man that a man got a bash on? Hope we'll never link up. Blink and you will see us. I'm Prince about to ink up. See me in the NYC. You can never swing my knee. No, hope we'll never link up. Blink and you will see us.
All right, Deacon fans, it's time to get on your feet and make some noise for some t-shirts.
Okay, I fight crime through the nighttime when the light shine, I go python. I'm falling on my last lifeline, there's no way in my right mind. My city up on my back tight, how can I possibly act right? I'm Robin Hood, I'm the Black Knight, I know you heard of my last fight, cause I win over and over again. Battling evil, I'm hoping to win. Fighting my demons, I'm nice for a reason, enticed with the bleeding, I'm showing my sins. How can you expect me to stay sane, protect me? My technique, go X speed on highways and jet.
And welcome back. We are just seconds away from the start of the second half as Wake Forest leads 1-0. Also up one player is a red card, straight red, given to Parker on the last defender back that took out Hanks. Hanks did have a beat on Roberts, so Lucy Roberts, the Brad defender from USF, is out of the match with a red card, and the Deacs lead 1-0. Elsewhere, Florida State in Duke. Right now, that is locked 0-0, and it looks like still 0-0 between Carolina and Syracuse. We'll also try to get some more scores. I'll check on the Notre Dame NC State match as well. The Deacons now going from right to left in all white. Of course, Louisville in all red. This will be another free kick for the Demon Deacons. Shavoshi already with a wonderful set piece goal in the first half. Indirect action that is touched first by Swanson, and then that one will bounce out of bounds for a Wake Forest corner.
Wake Forest corner kick. Doing the honors for Wake Forest, number 24, Zara Chavoshi.
Chavoshi taking it, outswinger, driven. It's also rising. Ansbro settled it for a second, and then rushing out with it, Louisville in their back line. A cutback, very risky cutback by Autumn Weeks, but was successful in getting it out of the area. Wood trying to slot that one up ahead for Small, and it was cut out. And Louisville once again trying to create something in this midfield, although that ball almost rolled out of bounds. Now over the top is Dempsey Brown chasing this one down, and will marshal it out of bounds to keep it away from Louisville as they make their way into that final third. Still trying to find a score on NC State Notre Dame. North Carolina and Syracuse tied at 0-0, as well as Duke and Florida State 0-0. So right now, Wake Forest with 3 points. If this stands, Hansbrough heading it away. Good service ball too by Louisville. They have not drifted away on their attack despite being down 1 player. Here's Colton. Good connection there, 1 touch off the header to Small. Small trying to cut in. Here's Murphy. Oh, with some heat behind it. Trying to slip by on that near stick. Wake Forest still again hunting and orchestrating another attack. Unfortunately, it will be stomped out as that one goes out of bounds for now a goal kick. Coming into this Sunday, Wake Forest holding on to that 6th spot just by 1 point with 10. Virginia, Duke, NC State, Virginia Tech, all with 9 points coming into this Sunday. And all will be in action. Virginia Tech takes on, or they will host Miami at 3. And Virginia will host Boston College at 2. Clemson hosts Pitt at 2. Those look to be safe getting to the ACC tournament. Here's Murphy. And Murphy trying to see if she could deflect it off of Autumn Weeks for a corner. As Weeks wanted a foul called on Murphy. It was close. Notre Dame and NC State, they kicked off at 1, just like Syracuse and North Carolina at Duke in Florida State. Deacons presently leading 1-0 over Louisville. Shivoshi with a goal just outside. Let's say it's 18.5 yards out. Scored in the 29th minute. Stoll in. Stoll maybe searching for somebody to make that near stick run. And she played that on the grass. Looked like that was directed right there at that near post. Good idea from Stoll. And she has come into the match for the first time this afternoon. Small takes it away for a brief moment. Tried to use the outside of her boot to connect with Murphy, but Small is fouled. Wake Forest will try to quickly get a restart here. Although now they're going to calm down. Trying to go over the top. It stole to this right thing, allowed that one to roll out of bounds. Last touched by Louisville.
Here comes
and it will be another corner
kick
for the home side. The 6th corner of the afternoon.
Doing the honors, number 24, Zara Chavoshi.
Chavoshi will take it. The golden foot of Chavoshi, hoping this time she can come up with an assist. This will be an outswinger with her right foot. Here it comes. She goes on a diagonal pass inside from, that was Stoll that made that pass right to the middle to Ansbro, and Ansbro had it caught between her feet, just couldn't get control of it. It was a clever play called by Coach DeLuz. Big takeaway, Stoll. Wanted to keep going, and she pulled back. Used the support. Now Dempsey Brown on the ball. Murphy, Colton. A little triangle passing there. Murphy holding up play. Brought 2 defenders with her. Johnson, nice play outside of her boot, just a little too far out in front. But it does result in a throw-in for the Deeks. Small gets upended. Murphy cuts in. Murphy, good inserted pass right to the inside boot of Stoll, and it just rolled up over it. Well designed and well manufactured by Emily Murphy. Louisville not backing down with a challenge. Down 1, down a player. And now Small on a mission. They're still trying to connect with Murphy. Couldn't quite reach her.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number 9, Kaya Hanks.
Kaya Hanks. She's only been on a brief moment or two in this match. She's a usual starter, but still trying to get back to 100%. And she wasn't on 5 minutes, and she created a stir. She was able to get past the defender, the last defender, and it was Lucy Roberts, who tackled her from the back, resulted in a red card. And then that also resulted in a free kick outside of the 18, and Chavoshi buried it to make it 1-0. Dempsey Brown with her back against that touchline. Nice 1-2 with Mina and Dempsey Brown, and then sent up on a diagonal pass with a little too much weight on it. trying to find Stoll. Small into a little pocket here, takes a right-footed shot and hits the heels of Murphy. Mina, she can hit it from there. Mina, oh, what a absolute laser. That is right in the wheelhouse of Floyd as she is able just to throw up her hands for protection and keep it away from making it 2-0 Wake Forest. Score update, 2-0 Carolina on top of Syracuse at halftime. And in the 34th minute, Florida State has gone on top of the Blue Devils 1-0. They scored in the 29th minute. Game is being played in Durham. Blue Devils in danger of not making the invitation list to the ACC tournament. Outside the top 6. Presently, Wake Forest sitting at 6th, holding on tight. They have a 1-0 lead, and 3 points would definitely help them stay in that position. Shavoshi. Once again, long ball. She can send it long distance. There's Murphy, fortuitous bounce. Stoll running on. That offside is called, but maybe she was in offside position. It was deflected by the defender. Usually that was tough to see from the studios. So, but an offside flag is up. Mina read that well. She didn't have to move much. Stoll. Good ball sent up to the corner to Murphy. Murphy. Murphy in shock that it is called last touched by her.
For Louisville, number 9, Molly Cochran.
But it did look like he was poked away from behind her through her legs, but the side judge is right there and said, throw in Louisville. More subs coming in, it looks like.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number 30, Anna Swanson.
Swanson returns for Stoll. And Swanson immediately flagged, being an offside position. Carolina leading 2-0 at halftime. And Duke trailing 1-0 to Florida State. I'll try to get an update on the Notre Dame-NC State match. Deacons holding on to a 1-0 lead and a one-player advantage as Louisville playing with 10 players after a red card. Give it to Lucy Roberts in the first half. Hanks chesting that one down, looking for Murphy to run on. And the Cardinals back with it, working to create something. Heavy touch, then Colton takes it away. Mina boxing out, able to keep that in front of her. Dempsey Brown now on the right channel. Oh, if that connected, I was going to say that was going to be a chef kiss of great vision and a great touch there by Murphy. The idea was there, just couldn't quite make that last pass on that triangle passing, but it looks promising. Good step by Brown. Swanson trying to play off her. And Louisville, great defense stepping. They have not shied away. They have kept right in the face of Wake Forest. Even trailing by one and also playing a player down. Back, go over the top, the long ball, and that will just roll out of bounds. And no danger to Peyton Cahill.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number 17, Tyler Ochoa.
Ochoa comes back in. We saw her in the first half. Oh, clever, nifty move by Dempsey Brown. Spinning her way out of trouble's way. Over the top, Murphy trying to run on. Another set piece. See what Swanson can do with it. If she'll take it, or will it be Shavoshi? It's Shavoshi, and she sends it inside the 18 and immediately cleared by Louisville. Minutes remaining in this second half, and right now Deacons will get the 3 points. That goal by Shavoshi in the first half. Louisville has stepped up to adversity with their team down a player and down a goal. They have really played well. You have to wonder if Louisville can maybe create another good opportunity inside the 18, or they could possibly level it up. We haven't seen a lot of trips in the final third for the Cardinals, but they are moving their way this way now. Can't quite whip that body around to make the service ball inside the 18, and that trip is negated. .21.5 and no rush at all is stoppage of play on the field, but Chavoshi, rather than sending it, will use a square ball to Ansbrough, and Ansbrough with the left foot sending it up on this left channel. Wake Forest in that half space trying to work. Dempsey Brown into a pocket. Here is Murphy, overlapping run with Swanson. Murphy keeps going to the right. And then an inserted pass. Here's Ochoa, and Ochoa with a shot that she probably was in an offside position. Not sure if that flag was up or not, but she slipped in. I don't think she was, so great idea on slipping that pass up the middle for Ochoa to run on. Very good opportunity to make it 2-0. Murphy trying to backheel. That was read well by Autumn Weeks. She knew what Murphy had in her back pocket.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number 13, Emily Morris.
Emily Morris
Into the game for
returns.
Louisville, number 4, Emma Hiscock.
Morris. Another good ball played up ahead, looking to connect with Hanks. Under 20 to go. Wake Forest leading 1-0. Christine Johnson waited for that ball to come back as it was ruled out of bounds. A throw in for the Demon Deacons. Chavoshi, nice step. As she decides to scan, she'll use the big ball over the top and allow Murphy to run on. Murphy in a track meet with a defender on her left hip.
Into the game game for Wake Forest, number 20, Hannah Johnson.
Hannah Johnson will
Into the game
replace
for Louisville, number 18,
Emily
Victoria
Murphy.
Witt.
Give Emily Murphy a little rest. Maybe she will return. She has had quite the exercise this afternoon. A lot of running on, a lot of over-the-top balls, a lot of through balls, and she's also been able to create a lot of things too. Wake Forest only has 1 goal to show for it. They'll take it though. They lead 1-0. Fighting to keep their postseason lives alive. Aggressive whistle pulled back. Not exactly sure what happened there. Looks like there's a possible injury, and the center ref kind of waving on. Maybe there's a substitution coming on too. And right now, I'm as lost as you, just trying to figure out what's going on here in the center of the pitch. Colton's going to go out, and coming in is Malika Mina.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number 10, Malika Mina.
Result in a free kick in Louisville. Another opportunity here. If they can execute, they can even this thing up at 1. Louisville with 8 points, 2 points behind Wake Forest, who sits at 6th on the table. Under 17, and this one is going to be floated over the bar. Not sure if that was intended to try to get underneath that bar or allow the teammates to crash. A little too much weight on it, and it floats right over the bar. This goes on with a 1-0 lead for Wake Forest. More confidence will move to the visitors of Louisville. They know they are at a disadvantage, trailing by 1 and down a player. But they have played a lot even better with 10 players than they did with 11. As Johnson gets it deflected off Weeks. Morris. Azrael try to get that one over the top. Not enough pace on it. And speaking of pace, here comes Louisville with some pace into the final third. Ball cut out, and here's Swanson. Smart move by playing back to the support, and Ansbrough sending another long ball. This is intended for Johnson, as Johnson was wrestling up, locked up between Meeks weeks. Under 15 to go, and it's 1-0 still. That goal in the first half has held up. Still some time remaining as Christine Johnson gets pulled down. Ball, Johnson able to just get a toe on it. Dempsey Brown, Morris into space. It's taken for a brief moment by Louisville. Mina able to track it down, then lost it. Ochoa trying to get the possession back. Still 1-0, pardon me, Florida State over Duke in Durham. That's at halftime. As Hanks at the corner of the 18, kind of lost her footing. Halftime between the Irish and the Pack, it's 0-0. Swanson here on the left. Deacons, even with the advantage on the player personnel, Swanson really didn't have much targets in that 18. She was looking, she only had Johnson, but you can clearly see the advantage for Louisville there numerically.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number
Deeks
4,
might have decided to pull
Abby
back a
Colton,
little bit
and
by
number
not pushing the
35,
numbers
Emily
up.
Murphy. In the game for Louisville, number 2, Betsy Huckabee, number 3, Mackenzie Geigley, number 11, Addie Chester, and number 26,
Chester returns for the Cardinals. 2 goals, 6 assists. We just 12 minutes remaining. Up a goal and up a player, the home side on homecoming weekend. Trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead against the Cardinals, who has notched up their game ever since they lost a player. They have really turned it on. Morris. Here's Johnson. Trying to connect with Murphy. Cut out. And Louisville working. This could be trouble. And that almost created the equalizer. Popped over the top and looking for, I believe, Haley Howard there. Johnson running on. She able to keep this into play, and nobody running on to make that run right on to that penalty spot, although Wake Forest gets the possession back. Here's Morris, and Morris just on the inside of her cleats, seeing if she could possibly curl that, ping it off that post, and it just went right. Johnson, flag stays down. Johnson. Oh, what a turn by Murphy. I mean, she is surrounded by red jerseys. Louisville has really done a bang-up job making it look like they have 11 players on the pitch. Nine and a half remaining. Here's Small. Closed right there on that corner. And Dempsey Brown just gonna sit there right at the flag and waste some time. Small. Small shaken up too. Still on the ground, and not a good sign when you have someone like Nikki Small slow to get onto her feet. Cardinals have done a really good job on staying into this contest, or in this contest, even down one and down a player. We haven't seen a lot of open spaces for Wake Forest. Here's Mina. I mean, 1, 2, then 3 defenders. Dempsey Brown now into a pocket as she looks. Maybe trying to find Murphy in the outside of her foot, looking to connect with Small, but that one not hit properly off the boot and it goes out of bounds. Virginia is just underway against Boston College up in Charlottesville. See if we have a score there as they sit right below Wake Forest on the ACC table. Still 0-0 against the Eagles. Obviously, if Virginia gets a win over Boston College, that would give them 12 points. And if Wake, of course, gets the win, that makes 13. And just that slight 1-point edge over Virginia, although if they do somehow get in a tie, Wake Forest will win the tiebreaker because of the victory over the Wahoos a couple weeks ago. Right here at Spry. Shavoshi. Wake Forest, panic mode, just trying to get it out of the 18. Louisville has done a very, very good job of keeping that confidence and not wavering, even with a 1-goal deficit and down a player. Just under 5.5. Cahill Big ball over the top is Murphy. She has been blanketed by Weeks. Deeks with one more match after this one at Miami 4 days from now, or at Coral Gables to be exact. That game is at 6 p.m. Of course, if this holds, Wake Forest will go to 9-2-5 on the year, 3-2-4 in the ACC. Shavoshi has been the difference maker off the free kick in the first half. She made it 1-0, and that's where it has stood for a good amount of time. Deacons have not lost at home this season. They've had 4 ties, though. They're 4-0-4. They are just under 4 minutes away from getting 3 points and another win at home, which will be 5 wins. And they're Johnson. Johnson was just trying to make enough room for her to use the right foot and swing it across. Wake Forest has also not lost when they score first. They are 8-0 when they get the first goal. And that's what happened here. Hanks Murphy with 6 goals. Alex Wood and Anna Swanson with 3 on the season. Small sitting with 7 assists.
Into the game for Wake Forest, number 8, Christy Vieira, and number 14, Carrie McIntyre.
McIntyre comes on first
Into the game
time
for Louisville, number 4, Emma Hiscock.
after that historic victory against Virginia, where Coach DeLuze got his 300th win at Wake Forest, making him one of only 4 current ACC coaches with 300-plus wins. As Small is going to try to bleed the clock again. And oddly enough, it looked like it'll be a goal kick, if anything, but it's going to be a throw-in. So Louisville, who has been able to hold opponents for goals in the first half, they did just that. But that goal in the 29th minute by Shavoshi is the only blemish in this contest, and unfortunately for Louisville, that's all Wake Forest needed. The Deacons, they have scored now 11 goals in the first half. And here the rush is on as Louisville still feels like they could possibly sneak and tie it up and take away 2 points from Wake Forest here. There's Shavoshi. Deeks also 6-0 when they lead at half, and that Shavoshi goal was enough for them to lead at half and carry on here with 50 seconds remaining. The Cardinals really played well without the services of full personnel. They've been playing with 10
Corner
players
kick upcoming for Louisville.
for about 60 minutes now. Over 60 minutes. And with 18 seconds on the clock, it's one last Hail Mary for the Cardinals. On a
10,
corner,
9,
Cahill knocks
8,
it away.
7,
And
6,
still in the
5,
area, Cahill comes
4,
up, makes the
3,
clutch catch
2,
to finish
1,
it out.
0.
And the Deacons, all they needed was one goal.
Today's final score, Louisville,
That goal held up.
0.
The goal just outside of the 18 in the 29th minute by Zara Shavoshi. Wake Forest gets the 3 points, something they desperately needed, which should keep them in contention in that top 6 on the table, which is 6 invitations to the ACC tournament. There are other games going on right now, but this one is complete, and the Deacons now have 13 points with one more match to go. Coach DeLuz gets a final home victory 1-0 over the Louisville Cardinals as the Deacons now move to 9-2-5, 3-2-4 in the ACC. Thank you for watching. I'm Ty Collins here on the ACC Network Extra. Our final 1-0. Wake Forest gets the win.